Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for this webinar. So this webinar is called the Samsung Themes Service Partnership Request. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. First, we're going to do some housekeeping for those of you who are joining us. Please, if you want to engage with the presenters, please use the chat box. The chat box feature provided to you. Also, if you want to see past webinars, and including this one's going to be recorded, you can find these past webinars by using the link provided in the slides. We also have slides given to you in the dashboard. Also, if you have any technical questions, please use the support@samsungdevelopers.com email if you have any questions regarding anything regarding with the theme editor, etc. Also, if you're looking for resources, you can visit resources.developer.samsung.com. And it would be awesome if you can take the survey at the end of the webinar and give us your feedback. Okay, let's get started. My name is Josue Bustos. I am the lead technical evangelist for the Samsung Developer Program. We support designers and developers. Some of the services and offerings that we provide to developers and designers, just to name a few, are Samsung badges. We also have remote testing lab. We just included a CDF, which is a cloud device farm, which is similar to the remote test lab. We also have discount program, which is only provided to you for U.S. people in the U.S. We also have promotional opportunities for designers, app developers, etc. And if you would like to learn more about our services, please visit developer.samsung.com/program. So today we're going to be going over the theme application process, or how to get access to the theme editor tool. We're also going to provide you with links and resources to help you get started. We're also going to go through some slides about how to use the theme editor, so you can get a quick overview on how to use the theme editor. And at the end of the slides, we're going to give you some tips on how to earn money with your designs. So the submission window is now open. It was open September 19, and it's going to close on October 3. If you're not familiar with the application process, one of the first step you have to do is create a Samsung account. And for the second step, you have to assemble your Samsung theme portfolio. And I'm actually in the next slides, I'll go more into details about what that is. But before we get actually into that, it would be great if you can visit the Samsung Themes magazine.com website. If this is the first time learning about themes, or you're interested in about themes, I would definitely recommend visiting this website so you can get inspired, see other examples of top themes. So what is a Samsung theme portfolio? Generally, it is a collection of screens, more specifically UI screens. In this context, a portfolio is our mobile UI. For example, home screen, the lock screen, notification, the messages screen, contacts, and dial pad. You can find a template of this sample theme in the link provided to you. So one of the things to note is that when you are applying for the partnership, you have to submit all the screens. And if you, when you open the PSD sample template, you have access to all the UI screens that you can customize. So if you have questions about how many themes you can submit as many as you want. Whether you submit 1 or 3, that's okay. We also recommend that you include a theme description with your themes. And so the next step, step 3 in the application process, is requesting for the theme partnership. And during the open window cycle, if you log into Samsung.com to your Samsung account, you will notice that there's a Get Access button. Anytime between the open window, for example, anything before September 19, October 3, the Get Access button would not be displayed. So once you've logged into your Samsung account, you click on the Get Access button, and then it will redirect you to another page where you can fill out the application. Right here on this page, this application will request that you include some basic information about your company, or as an individual, just provide some basic information. Also, this is a really important step. So going back to your uploading a Samsung theme portfolio, in the introduction field, that's where you include your description of your theme. And if you notice, there's a Choose Image button. That's a button where you upload your theme. Now, you can, if you don't want to, you also have the option of including a URL to a cloud storage, or anywhere if you want to share your website and you have multiple themes, that's also another way that you can share your Samsung theme portfolio. Just make sure that that your Samsung theme portfolio is well organized, so you have better chances of passing the review. So step 4 is the theme application review process. This process may take up to 4 weeks. If by the 4th week, if you haven't heard from us, please send us an email at support@samsungdevelopers.com, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Also, there may be some instances where the individual during the cycle, individuals will get an email saying that they need to supply us with more screens. So during the cycle, there may be chances where individuals will get an email stating to supply updates on their Samsung theme portfolio, or re-review their designs and resubmit their Samsung theme portfolio via their email. Again, if you have any questions regarding that process, the review process, you can send us an email, or simply type in your question in the chat box. So right before, some things to consider when you're submitting your Samsung theme portfolio is the content that you're using. It's a good thing to note that you cannot use any brand in your theme. If you are using branded content, we will ask for proof that you have rights to that content. Also, you cannot use any Samsung branded content in your Samsung theme. And also, if you're using any content that is not appropriate via our validation policy, you will probably get suspended. Again, if you have any questions regarding these guidelines or validation topics, please send us your questions. And step 5 is the, so at this point, you've submitted your Samsung theme portfolio, you have access, you have an email notification, and then after that, all you do is log back into your Samsung account and download the theme editor. So as soon as you do that, you'll get a new, you'll be redirected to this page where you can download the theme editor. And the editor is supported by Windows and Mac. So now, once you have your theme editor downloaded and installed, we can create a theme. So in this section, I'm going to just briefly cover just some high-level overview of using the theme editor. If you want a deep dive, you can find a full webinar on how to create a Samsung theme in our past webinars. Just really briefly, some of the themes that you can create using the editor. Again, you can create a full theme. You can create a wallpaper, an icon pack, or a AOD, which stands for Always On Device. As a publisher, you have the option of creating all 4 types or just creating one. I'd like to note that when you are requesting a partnership, you have to submit a full Samsung theme portfolio, as we mentioned earlier. So if you're applying for the theme partnership, you cannot submit just one wallpaper or one icon pack. You have to submit a full Samsung theme portfolio. So getting started, if you open up your theme editor, the first thing you're going to see is this dialog window, which is create new theme. This is the first time seeing it, no problem. We're going to mention some details. Again, you can review a deep dive of how to create a theme editor in our past webinars. So when you're creating a new theme, you have 2 options. You can target 2018 devices or 2017 devices. Pretty much what that means is that for 2018, if you're selecting 2018, any device that has the Android Oreo operating system installed on that device, your theme can work on that. Also, if you want to create for 2017, which is Android N, any device that has Android Nougat installed on the device, that end user has access to your theme. Again, basic information, you can fill out your title of your theme, add information about your company, and version of your theme design. Next we're going to go over the theme editor GUI, or the graphic user interface. The first thing you will notice is the application group. In this area, you can select different sections of the UI that you want to modify. In the subgroup section, you can dive deeper into the UI and select different areas of the UI that you want to customize using your artwork. In the default UI, you can start selecting the area where you want to customize. In the parameters, this is the area where you can drag and drop images. You can change the color of specific text. You can also drag and drop, include video, animation, etc. And once you're finished with your theme and you think you're pretty comfortable, you can use the preview window to prototype your design. And finally, once you're ready to deploy and test your theme design onto a device, the theme editor comes with a really cool feature where you can directly install your theme design onto a device. Also, I had mentioned before that you have, as a designer or developer, you have access to the remote testing lab or the cloud device farm. If you don't have access to a physical device, you can use the remote testing lab to test your theme designs. If you have any questions regarding how to do that, you can send us an email or via the support@samsungdevelopers.com, or just simply type it in. So once you are ready to publish a Samsung theme, which means you have your seller office account, you've passed the review, you have everything that you need. The next thing you're going to do is export an APK. Also, when you're exporting an APK, you're given all the screens you've designed. If you're just designing for a wallpaper, you'll see just one. If you're designing icon packs, you'll see images of the icons you just designed. So the next step into distributing your apps, once you finish designing your theme design, the next step to do that is to sign in to your seller office account. You can, if you're really seeing this for the first time, you can either use your current Samsung account to log in, or if you're just brand new, if you're signing in for the first time, you can create a Samsung account here as well. If you've had a Samsung account previously before, or a seller office account in the past, you might notice that you don't have access to the Samsung Themes button. That's because you need to request a partnership, and that requires you to submit a Samsung theme portfolio. So once you pass the review, you get an email, and then after that you have access to the Samsung theme button here. So once you're actually signed in to the seller office and you exported your APK or exported your theme design, now it's time to actually upload it. The seller office account comes with a dashboard where you can type in all the information regarding your theme design. You also, if you notice in the other previous slides, those images that are exported, you can use to upload here, and those images are displayed to the end user when they're looking at your theme design. Also, you can include more information about your theme design regarding language, the title, description. If you're if you are adding anything new, for example, and always on display. If you're including animation or video, it would be good to actually input that here. Also, you have the option of adding tags, meaning that you can type in a certain word where the end users can quickly find you. For example, if this theme design was nature, you could type in nature or trees, and the end user using the Samsung Theme Store application can quickly find your theme. You can also categorize your Samsung theme, and similarly to the tags, you can narrow down your words. You can add specific words so end users can find your Samsung theme. So really quickly, we mentioned everything about how to create a Samsung theme, how to request the partnership, and as soon as you've completed all the steps, you are ready to start monetizing your theme designs. So this is a really quick screenshot of the Samsung Theme Store, and all the theme designs, all the icon packs, wallpapers live here. Also, you can use the remote testing lab to view the Samsung theme application. Unfortunately, the Samsung theme app is only available for Samsung devices. That being said, we also have programs or services where you can use tools. For example, the theme badge is a tool where you can use it's a link. The Samsung Themes badge is a link that you can use to post on your social media accounts, for example, Facebook, Twitter, or even Instagram. One thing to note, as mentioned before, the Samsung Themes app is only available for Samsung devices. So if you have this link on your website and a user is on an iOS phone, that link will not work. The main purpose of the link is so a user who owns a Samsung device is able to directly access your theme. So something to note. Again, if you have any more questions regarding this themes badge, please type it in the chat box, or send us an email. So we're coming pretty close to the end of the webinar. So if you want to visit past theme webinars, here's the link right here. Also, here's a download link to the Photoshop template of the theme that you can start using right away. Also, there's more information regarding the themes process and documentation at developer.samsung.com/themes. Also, if you want to get started, you can sign up by creating a Samsung account. Here's the link provided there. Also, if you want to create Samsung themes, you can also sign up for a Seller Office account. And lastly, if you have any questions regarding any of the topics we just mentioned, you can reach us at support@samsungdevelopers.com. And if you're already designing themes and you have questions, technical questions, you can submit a ticket by visiting that link below right there, how we can help you. So we're going to go actually into the Q&A, and I see that we have a few questions. So we're going to do, our first question is, what is the best image format to use? Is it PNG, EPS, or JPEG? If you're submitting a Samsung theme portfolio for the first time via the application form, it is best to provide us any format, for example, PNG, JPEG, or PDF. You can also include a URL to your Samsung theme portfolio if it's online. But make sure that it's organized and that we can legibly see text, etc. For the second question, if I want to use animation for my background wallpaper, what video formats are supported? So we support, for the animation, we support MP4 video format, and the length of the video is 15 seconds. Okay, so it seems like those are the last remaining questions. Again, thanks for everybody to participating today. Also, would like to mention that we have our annual developer conference, Samsung Developer Conference, taking place November 7th and 8th in San Francisco here. If you have any questions regarding that conference, you can go ahead and send us an email. And with that, I'm going to conclude our webinar for today.